Hello everyone, how's it going? This is the final video in the map making basics series, and I'm going to talk about monster strength. And this ties in quite a bit with the last video I did with the early, mid, and late game builds, because monster strength is the single most important determining factor for whether or not you can make it through your starting area and make it through the map. Monster strength completely controls the speed of the map, unless if it's super late game and you're running around with hundreds of level 7 units. And even depending on the map maker, they still might even be a controlling factor there. So this is the Back for Revenge map. I'm going to look at a few out of the box maps instead of custom maps, because I feel like I want to use kind of the generic pacing for this to help control or to have my map feel more like a solid, strong, well-balanced map. So when we look at starting areas, you can see wood and ore may or may not be guarded. I typically throw a level 1 monster in front of my wood and ore pits, just so that you can get some extra experience going. Typically in starting areas, you're going to see a lot of monsters 1 through 4. This specific map loads it up with 2 and 3 for the monster levels. You can see down here at blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's typically not until you get into more of the neutral areas that you start seeing 5, 6, and level 7 guards. So it's really just based on how quickly you want to evolve. You can see that this island, which has tons of crystal dragon guards, is loaded up with level 6, 4, 5, what are you, level 3. It's just, you typically find that the farther away you are from starting areas, anyone's starting area, the stronger the monsters will become. One other thing that I'll throw into the mix is that I like to see a range of monsters. So I try to set up starting areas that use as wide of a range as possible. For example, if we look at a map that I made, this one's Lakeside Brawl, you can see that in red starting area, you have level 1, 2, 3, no level 4s, 5, and 7. So I have everything except for level 6, which you have right outside the starting area, and level 4, which is also right outside the starting area. So within a week, you're going to see one monster of every single tier. You don't have to do it that way, but I enjoy getting the range of different tiered monsters. Just the thing that I don't want to see is you have level 2, level 2, level 2, level 2, level 2. Well, there's only 9 different towns, and we have 5 level 2s. So there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to see either duplicates or the unupgraded and the upgraded version sitting right next to each other. And to me, it's not really, it just doesn't look as good if you ask me. I'd rather see a nicer range. I'd rather see more range in the monster levels. However, it does make sense early on, especially if you're going to load up starting areas with lots of resource generating tools, that you're going to need the same level monster guarding it. So just a basic guideline of what I do. I'll typically have level 1s guarding the wood and ore. I'll either have level 2s or level 3s guarding any starting area resource generation. Artifact level 1s, you can choose whether to guard them or not. Same thing with treasure chests and loose resources. I typically like to have at least some nooks and crannies where I can bundle them up and then have them guarded by a level 1 or level 2. And then any entrances or exits from the starting area, I want guarded by either a level 5, 6, or 7. It just depends on the size of the starting area, the strength of the town within the starting area, and how quickly I want those players to leave their starting area. So again, I have total control over who gets out first, and it helps me balance out the map to make sure that my early game towns can leave their starting area and get out there and start flagging stuff before the late game places come in and just dominate late game. So it's really kind of your call, and to be honest, there's lots of playtesting that will probably end up happening where you just keep running the first month of your map over and over and over again until you feel like everyone is leaving their starting area where you need them to. Neutral areas, you'll never see me put a level 1 or 2 in a neutral area, only if I'm having them guard like some loose resources. But for the most part, the neutral areas are 3 to 6 for me. If there's something really interesting or something that I consider pretty powerful, I will guard it with level 7s. I enjoy putting level 7s on the map just because when I play and I run around a corner and boom, there's 20 black dragons guarding something. It gives me that extra boost that I need to, okay, I'll gather some troops, I'll sell off my resources, and I'll come back here and I'll try to really hit those troops hard to see what I can get behind them. So level 7s make for good PvE, player versus environment. But for the most part, my neutral areas are guarded by 3 through 6, and my starting areas are guarded by 1 through 4, 1 through 3, something easy. You just want heroes to be able to quickly build up experience and get some quick kills under the belt without completely crippling their army. Now with that said, if you want to make it harder on the player or easier on the computer, you can add or subtract monster levels, and you don't even have to really worry about which buildings to place on the map. Now, just by having a level 4 guarding your wood pit, you're going to be off to a much slower start than the AI player that has a level 1 guarding their sawmill. So monster levels are probably the easiest thing to tweak when you're having balancing problems with your map, and typically keeping it low level early and high level in neutral areas far away from starting areas, and in my opinion, having a wide range ensures that you build high quality balanced maps quickly. So that concludes the basics map making videos. If you enjoyed this video and this series, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.